Yo, what's up guys? Again, it's your boy Alex from WooCommerce. Today we're here to learn how to design a great wishlist page that makes customers share and buy their wishlist items. If you're ready, let's get into it. To start designing our wishlist page, first we should go to Wishlist plugin settings. And from several tabs here we should open Wishlist Page tab. In this tab you can see we have different boxes that is related to page settings, table settings, and other options that we have on the wishlist page. In the first box we should do basic settings of the wishlist page. The first option enables you to choose a page that you want wishlist to be located. As you can see in the tooltip, it says wishlist page needs to be selected so the plugin knows where it is. You should choose it upon installation of the plugin or create it manually. Well, I think it's pretty simple. For my website you can see I have three main pages, that is about, home and wishlist. And good for me, my website has a wishlist page already. But if your website doesn't have a wishlist page, you can click on this link to create a new page for wishlist. And it will probably appear here. And because I had it already, I didn't need to create a new page. And except these pages, you have another option too. You can copy this shortcode and place it wherever you want on your website. Well, if I open my website to show you, you can see on my website I have different places like sidebar, front bar, or header that I can place the wish list. For example, if this is my shop page, I can place the wish list here. To do this, I should customize the page. For example, I want to place it near the product categories. To do this, I should add a new widget on a new block. Let me paste the shortcode. And here you can see the wish list appears here. That if I add any product to the wish list, we can see it appears here in the wish list. Although it seems a cool idea to place the wish list here, but I prefer to have a separate page for the wish list, and I think the wish list counter is a better choice than placing the wish list here. So let's leave it here and try to add a separate page for the wish list. Okay, I have selected the wishlist page. Now we should define a title for the wishlist page. The tooltip says enter a name for the wishlist. This is a wishlist that will be automatically generated for all users. I think the default name is okay, but you can choose other options like favorite items or liked products. But I think the word wishlist is the global sign of visitors' favorite products. Let this word remain in the wishlist title. But if you insist to change the default title, you can choose a name based on the other pages on your website. For example, I have my account on the main menu, so I can add a word my before the wishlist to make it my wishlist for the title. And I think it's okay. At least we have changed a little. But the next option seems a little interesting. We should define where the plugin remove an item from people's wishlists. We have four options here. The first option says never remove a product from the wishlist. It means you are saying to the plugin that if the user adds it to the cart or buy it or whatever, do not remove the product from the wishlist at all. The next item says if the user added the product to the cart, the plugin automatically removes the product from the wishlist. This one may be used sometimes. The next one that I think is the best one is purchase completed. It means after the user buys a product, the plugin removes the item from the wishlist. I think it's the most reasonable option from the four items because it forces the user to buy the product. If else, he or she will always see the item in the wish list and always thinks about buying the product as soon as possible. So let me choose this one. But let me try one of them to show you how it works. I try add it to the cart. Let me save the settings and see the changes. Okay, if we review the website, we can see the wishlist name has changed to my wishlist. And from the wishlist counter, we can see we have added one product to our wishlist. Let's see the wishlist page from here. You can see we have an add to cart button here. If I click on this, you can see here that the product goes to the cart and automatically removes from the wishlist page. Here it is added to the cart, but the wishlist now is empty. For the other options, the same process will be passed. Like if the purchase is completed or the user is doing the purchase, you can select that the product removed from the wishlist. My choice is the purchase completed. Okay. The next option is redirect to the cart. Let's see what's its point. It says it works only for the add all to cart button. Let's try this option and see what happens. If I go to the shop page again and add some items to the wish list and see how the setting works. Okay, let's go to the wishlist page. So while that option is turned on, if I click on this add all to cart button, we should be directed to the cart page. Well, you can see clicking the add all to cart button will redirect us to the cart page and we are ready to complete our purchase. And in this way we can persuade them to do the buying process more quickly. Okay, let's get back to the settings and let this option be on. The next item refers to sharing option for the wishlist. You can see if the option remains on, we have a box here for the share settings. But if we deactivate this option, you can see the box disappears, and I suggest to never turn off this option because it's a great way to generate more leads for your website. And the last item is about login notice. This option is also a help for lead generation. This option forces people to sign up to your website, and in this way you can generate more customers for your website. If I let it on, you can see we have a box here for the login notice options. But if I turn this off, we can see this box also disappears. And it's fun. Let's turn off both options and you can see the scroll bar gets bigger and bigger and all of the boxes are disappearing. But I think both items are great ways to attract more customers for your website. We will discuss each settings in their related box. So let's get to the next box and start setting our table. We should define which options to be shown on the wishlist table. Let me show you on the website. Okay, we haven't any product on the wishlist. Let me add some products. So I will open the My Wish list and look at the space above the share option and behind the My Wish list title. Here is the table for your wishlist page. It contains add to cart buttons, items, item names, and other options that you can choose to be shown. So let's check what is the empty wishlist content. It refers to the time when customers haven't added any product on the wishlist and you want to show a message to them that says you have no item on your wishlist. Well, the default content is you have not added any products to your wishlist. I prefer to simplify the sentence and easily type your wishlist is empty. Well, that was easy and I think it's okay to be shown on the empty wishlist table. However, you can add additional media to the empty wishlist content. For example, I can place the text in the middle and put the image lower than the text. So let me move the text and choose a bigger font, for example heading 2 for the text. Here you can upload any image you want to the empty wishlist content. Here you can see the image is added and I can place the image in the middle too. Now you can change the size or crop the image, but let me see how these settings will perform on the website. Okay, now let's go to the website and refresh the shop page. Here let me remove these items to see the empty wishlist. Okay, you can see the empty wishlist content here. Here we have two images. It's probably because I've added another image behind the first image. Let me check. Here you can see, yes, I have added a secondary image to the empty wishlist content, but you should keep your eye on the size and placement and font of the text and image based on what you need on your website. Okay, now I think we don't need the images. Let's remove them. I just wanted to show you how the images and add media works, and I think the text only is a good option for the empty wishlist content. Let's go to the items show for wishlist. Here we can see we have several items to be shown on the wishlist table. I want to show you, let me again add some products to the wishlist. You can see I'm a huge fan of hoodies. And again, if I go to the my wishlist, you can see we have already some options shown on the wishlist table, like checkboxes or item name, the price, add to cart button. Here we can choose any item we want to be shown or not to be shown on the table. But for explaining better, let me show you the documentation and open the table settings. Here in the items shown for wishlist, you can see every item is explained and shown in the image here. Number 1 is the checkboxes. It refers to this box that you can see here. Number 2 is product name. Obviously we need the product name because it's one of the basic features of the product. The third one is product review. It's related to the score that viewers give to the product. You can choose whether you want to show it or not. The next one is product image. Absolutely, we need the product image. Again, it's one of the basic features. Number 5 is product variation selected by the user. It is related to some filters you can add to the wishlist table that will categorize the products by some options like size or color or other characteristics. We can have this item, but it's not necessary. Number 6 is product price. We have no doubt here that we should have the product price. Number 7 is quantity. You can see the number near the add to cart button. It shows the number of items you want from each product. Number 8 is related to out of stock products. It's another complementary option, but I think it would be necessary to show whether the product is available or not. The next one is date on which the product added to the wish list. Really, I think it's an unnecessary option that if you want to show all of the options, you can check it, but I don't recommend. Number 10 is add to cart button for each product. One of the most important options for any wishlist page. And the last one is button to remove the product from the wishlist. And again, I think it's a necessary option. The users should have the ability to remove any product they don't like. Okay, let's get back to the settings. Let's see which options we can check or uncheck on the website. If we analyze the table, we can see here we can have out of stock option, Actually, you can use all of the features, but I think the product review is unnecessary. The variations, I think it may distract the users, but I think I need the quantity and also product stock, and I don't want data on which. And okay, I think it's okay. And button to remove, yes, I want this too. I mean, product review or variations may not be that handy. Okay, on the next setting, we can see what to show under the wishlist table. We have two options here. In this side, we have add all to cart button, and on the other side, we have the action buttons. We have options like add to cart or remove on this action box. I think both of them are good options and will become handy in different situations. And here we can see the view mode. We have two options for it, list and grid. Again, if we open the documentation and see the explanation, we can see the first mode is list and the next mode is grid. That I think it's an attractive view mode. I really want to activate the grid mode, and until here we can see some settings have been changed. Let's save these settings and see the performance. Okay, if we refresh the wishlist page, we can see the wishlist table has changed to the grid mode, and I think it's an attractive style for the wishlist table. Again, here we can see we have all the features we have selected on the wishlist items. But in the grid mode, some options have changed, like the checkboxes. But I think the total display of the wishlist table is beautiful, especially for websites with attractive images or other websites that sell decorative products. In those cases, the grid view mode will be a perfect option for the wishlist table. And let's see what other options we have added. Add to cart button and other settings. Okay, of course all of these products are in stock, but if one of your products is out of stock, it will show the out of stock text under the image. Okay, let's get back to the settings. Now we have, for the wishlist template, we have an option that enables you to choose default template. If we turn this on, all of other settings of the wishlist style will disappear. First, let's see the default template in the documentation. I think if you choose that option, this is the default template that will be shown on each website by the wishlist plugin. But I personally prefer to design the wishlist template on my own. Therefore, I should define the color and size and other options for the wishlist buttons and text. Again, if I open the documentation, you can see this option is related to the add to cart button style that is located in the wishlist table. First, we should define the text color, next background color, and other options like borders. Okay, if you look carefully on the website, you can see all of the cards are designed in a red background and white text. So let's integrate the wishlist page buttons with other buttons on the website. Let me get back to the settings. I want to choose the text color white, but the hover color, I think red is the perfect option. For the font size, I will use one of the great features that the plugin provides. I use inherit option to let plugin choose the best font for me. Now we should define the background colors. As we have a white text, we should choose the background red, and we should choose white for the background hover, and the border colors we can change the same settings. It was pretty simple, huh? The next one is also easy. For the border, we can make it rectangle or give a little border to the button to make the shape different. Let me choose 3 pixels for the border width. Let's increase the border radius to something like 15. And the height, I think it's okay. Now let's save the settings and see the changes until here. If we get back to the website and refresh, here we can see some changes in the wishlist table. The add to cart button have borders now, and the font has changed. The hover color you can see, but here we should add a border hover for the wishlist button. But other options, I think they're okay. The hover is activated for all of the buttons, and I think the total changes are okay. So let's get back to the settings. We have 4 remaining options. Let's check the first one. Add to cart button styling. Let's see what does it show. It says if you turn off this setting, the changes we have selected will apply to all of the buttons except add to cart. The next one is quantity field style. The quantity field style is related to this item. It says if we turn this option on, the changes will apply to this item too. But I think I want to deactivate this because the total display is getting too much red. And the pagination style says theme settings are used for pagination. By activating this section, coordinates it with the wishlist page style. This option is related to the integration between wishlist page and your website theme. Let's leave it on. I think it won't bother us. And the last settings are related to wishlist item styles. Again, if I open the documentation and show you what does it mean, you can see these options are mainly related to the items and their display in the wishlist table. The first option is related to thumbnail background color. Thumbnail background means here. On my website, it's not difference between white and no color because both of them will lead into white color. Grid border color, it refers to this border. I want the border color to be red. And for the radius, I think if we don't give a radius for the border, is better. Item background on my website, I don't think it's necessary, but you can see in the documentation that shows this space that is most shown in the list mode. We also can have separator color. We should add a separator under the table for grid mode. Here I will choose red for the separator color. Okay, this box is finished. Let's save the settings and see the results. If we get back to the website and refresh the page, you can see some changes here. First is the separator we have chose. We have border colors now and the radius is turned off. And also the items don't have any background color. Also you can see the quantity style is not applied anymore. That I think it's perfect because it removes the monotone display that the wishlist table has. Here you can see the separator is turned on, but I think we should remove the separator because the border and the separator overlaps and it may show a bad display for the wishlist table. So let's turn off the separator for the grid mode. It's okay. Let's go to the next box that is related to login notice. This option is a perfect tool for lead generation. Here in the first option, we should choose a content for the login notice. We should write a text that warns users to sign up or log into the website. Well, the default text is warning you will lose your wish list if you do not sign up or log into your account right now. You will probably lose your list after leaving the site. Okay, what do you think would be a good text for creating FOMO? I think we should use a phrase that forces people instead of using an if clause. So I want to remove the if you do not phrase and turn it into sign up or log into your account right now. And before the you will probably, we can add the word otherwise. And let's delete the probably. And after leaving the site, I think it's not necessary, let's delete it. And change the list to wish list. I think the whole sentence is okay and creates a good fear of missing out for users. So let's go to the next option and design the buttons. If I open the login notice page of the documentation, here we can see we have some options for the buttons, including login button, sign up button, and a custom URL that you can add. Get back to settings, and for the login button, I think login and sign up are general text and they're okay. But for the background, let's do the same process for the login buttons. I will choose the background color red, the hover color white, text color white, and text hover color also red. Border radius 2, I think we can choose 3. And the button link is login. Yeah, it's okay. For the sign up, let's do the opposite colors. We use white for background, background hover red, text color red, and text hover color also white. And for the radius we choose 3. The button link is sign up, it's okay. And we can also add a new button for a custom URL. For example, I'll choose the word more convert. I want to add our website link. And for the background, I want to use a template same as the more convert website theme. So let's choose orange for the background. The background hover white is okay. Text color is also white. And the text hover color also orange. For the border radius, let's choose the same number and choose a custom link for the button. For the URL, you can add any address you want in this box. And the last option is background color. For the background color, the plugin suggests you to choose red, orange, or yellow. Let's choose red and see how would this perform. Let's save the settings. Okay, here the plugin says we should enter a valid URL. I think it means we should add a complete URL that includes the HTTP word, and I think it's valid enough. Let's save it and see the changes. Okay, let's go to the wish list. To see the login notice, we should first log out of the website. So let's go to the wish list, and my wish list is empty, so let me add some products to the wish list. We can see the warning appears, but it's a total mess. the background color fades the first sentence, and also the login button has the same background, and the total display is completely unacceptable. So I think it's not necessary to have a background color, but let me check this custom URL that we have added. It directs us to the website we have added. So what we have to do is to remove the background color and see the real performance. So let's get back to the login notice box and clear the background color for the login notice, and the other options I think they're okay. Let's again save and see the result. Okay, we can see the total display of the notice is far better, and you can see our buttons, login, sign up, and custom URL. But you can modify other settings that you think it's necessary. For example, I can add a different background for the sign up button because the website background is white and my sign up background is also white. Or I can add another color for the background and change the button colors, or select the same colors for the buttons. It depends on your favorite style. So let's get back to the settings and let's do the final box that is related to the share settings. Here we should define the performance of the share buttons that are placed under the wishlist table. So let's scroll up to the page settings. I want to show something. To enable the sharing option for our wishlist, we should turn on this option. If we deactivate this option, you can see the options related to the share settings will disappear from the plugin. So let me activate this and modify the details of the share settings. First, we should define which social medias you want to enable the sharing option for. Facebook, it's obviously the biggest platform of social medias. Let's check this. Facebook Messenger, I think it's not that common as before. I want to uncheck this. Twitter is a good platform to share this. WhatsApp is also the most popular messenger. Telegram is also a growing social media. I think it's a unique option to have on the share settings. I think the email is more like a formal method for doing stuff. And let me uncheck this. It's not necessary. And share link, it's a basic option for sharing, and let it remain. Now we should define a title for when people share their wish list. The default text is my wish list on the title of your website. My website is online shop. I think we can remove the website name and change the sentence to something more friendly, like take a look at my wish list. And the last one is sharing a style. So here we should define the color and the hover color for the social media icons. Social color, I think it's okay because my website background is white and a dark color would perform well. And hover color, I don't think it is necessary. Let's clear the hover color. So let's try these colors for the social icons and see the performance. If we get back to the website and refresh to see the sharing icons, some icons have been deleted, for example Facebook Messengers or email, and we have Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, Telegram, and the sharing link. Now let's try one of these options and see how will they perform. For example, Twitter. Here you can see the title is what we chose on the plugin, take a look at my wishlist, and the link under the title will direct people to your wishlist on the website. Okay, I think we have covered all of the necessary settings for the wishlist page and share settings. And in conclusion, you're the boss. You can choose whatever you want based on your website and your favorite style. For example, maybe the list mood would be better to perform on your website, or the color of the add to cart button, or the login notice, the sharing title, background colors, all of them is based on what you want on your website. That's it. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe us. We have lots of videos about WordPress and marketing on our channel, and if you find this video interesting, please share it with the people you think they need it. Wish you a good day. Goodbye.